Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Velas here at MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, joined by the best man in boxing, or whatever Church called you. What was it?
One of the greatest minds in boxing or something like that.
One of the greatest minds in boxing. Yeah, Ben, something about Vegas. It's my first time here, but it just oozes boxing, doesn't it? Like, people come out, even like doing the media bits in the actual MGM Grand. Like, it's just Vegas is the place, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I was just talking to Philip about it over there, and was talking about sparring and getting heavyweight sparring, etc. It's always difficult, but I was saying to him, when you come to Vegas, no matter what level, what weight, you can always get sparring and good sparring. So yeah, I was just saying there, it's something that I'm definitely looking at. I'd like to get residency here in Vegas, not to completely move away from the UK, but there's so much experience to be gained out here, and so many opportunities for fighters in the UK and for American fighters as well, and obviously working with Devin as well. It really is the home of boxing.
Yeah, you've brought one of your boys out here, and I see some of your team from the Performance Centre out here as well. So just sort of getting everyone sort of ingrained in that Vegas atmosphere, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. Lee McGregor come over, got some good sparring. Josh Taylor obviously come over, got fantastic rehab on his injury. Obviously done his camp over here when he fought over here as well. And obviously brought Mark as well. Lee Wiley's been over here a few times with me, obviously for the Josh Taylor fight and Devin's fight against Linares, and again now for this fight for Devin. The same for Mark. Mark getting some sparring in here and getting some fantastic experience. Like I say, it's the home of boxing, it really is.
Let's talk about Devin. This is a really good fight. I think perhaps people are underestimating Jojo, and I think he feels like that as well, but he's definitely a live dog in this fight, and this is a really good fight on paper.
It's a really good fight, and I agree. I think that a lot of people are overlooking Jojo, but the key thing is that we're not. We're fully prepared for Jojo. We know he's a very, very good fighter. We know he is a dog. He keeps calling himself a dog. He is a dog. And it's important that Devin goes the right way about the fight. But that's the main thing. Devin will go the right way about this fight, and he knows exactly what he needs to do depending on how Jojo decides to go about the fight.
Yeah, speaking to Jojo, he feels like his achievements are and his skills are being downplayed a little bit. Obviously a two-weight world champion, was an Olympian as well, so there is sort of some boxing skill there. But I think even he feels like, I know you said he's been calling himself a dog, but I think he feels like people are underestimating the fact that he can box as well.
Yeah, for sure, of course he can box. I think that, people know Devin's ability as a boxer. And his skill set. So I think that people probably think that if it was to go that way, it would suit Devin. But I've got to be honest. My opinion is if Jojo comes rushing in trying to dog Devin, he will run into something. He will run into something and end up getting stopped. Experienced fighters don't go about applying pressure in that manner. And if he goes about it in that manner, I think that he will end up getting clipped rushing in. He will then have to make a decision. If it doesn't stop him there and then, he'll have to make a decision. Can I continue to keep taking these shots that eventually are going to take their toll, or do I have to make an adjustment? And we're prepared for all scenarios.
With Devin, obviously there's so much hype around him, and he said to me he's only just turned 23. I'll turn 23, and I just look at him and I just look what he's achieved already. I think you are genuinely going to be a superstar. But I think at this stage of his career, do you think even though he's still world champion, there are still people going, I'm not too sure, and there are still people who are questioning Devin despite the fact, what he's achieved already?
Yeah, but there's always going to be people questioning, no matter what you achieve, there's always going to be people saying, oh yeah, but this, oh yeah, but that, oh yeah, but this guy, oh yeah, but that guy. There's always going to be that,
Will it take him winning this and being undisputed for people to will that be the point where people have to sit back and go, right, yes, Devin Haney is an elite level fighter?
He is an elite level fighter. His fight against Linares proved that. He'll prove that again on Saturday night. But it won't stop some people out there still saying, oh yeah, but this guy, oh yeah, but that guy. You're always going to get that. It's part and parcel of the sport. You just got to beat the man that's in front of you, and that's what we're looking to do Saturday night.
And obviously it's been ramped up times 10, times 100 because of what happened last weekend in New York. Just your take on what was a mental week, really. It was quite good outside the ring, and we all expected Teofimo Lopez to do a job in certain terms, but he came unstuck, and it proved to be probably one of the most exciting weekends of boxing of the year, actually.
Yeah, I don't want to kick a man while he's down. I think that lost himself slightly, which is perfectly normal. We've seen many people do that before and come back and find themselves again and get the right balance. I think that, not that I'm telling him what he should do because it's not my job, but I think that, there's a lot that's gone on in his life in the last 18 months. I think that he probably hasn't had time or the right mindset to be able to process the information of everything that's happened to him. The win over Lomachenko, the financial changes to his life, the success, the wins, the losses, he's had a baby, all these kind of things. There's so much that's happened, a big changes for anybody in one hit, but they've all come in each thing on their own make a big change to someone's life, but they've all come together in one hit on Teofimo, and I just think maybe he probably needs a little bit of time to process everything that's gone on, and hope that he comes back strong.
Well, yeah, I've never really thought of it like that. So you think that potentially, especially with the success, because people were talking about Teofimo in the same breath as these top fighters, but after he beat Lomachenko, it's kind of like an ultra rise to superstardom. You genuinely think sometimes with fighters it can come too quickly, and then they're a bit like, shit, I don't really know what to do with this sort of fame and success.
It's very easy to lose yourself. I've seen it before, and you need people around you that are going to try to tell you, be honest with you, bring you back down. But sometimes when you're up there, you don't want to hear it. So yeah, like I say, only he can get himself in the right frame of mind and the right time to process everything that's gone on, work out what he wants from the sport, from his personal life, how he's going to go about it to make sure that's it plays out the way he wants. But like I said, I don't want to kick a man while he's down. I just wish him the best.
I do want to talk about sort of the dynamic between him and Senior. Obviously, we saw that clip, and I know you would have probably seen it of the words that Senior said in the corner. A lot of people are saying it was tied with emotion, which is going to be because he's his dad, do you know what I mean? But it was almost like kind of mixed signals. It was like, go out there and stop him. Now's your time. Go at him, get him. Take your time. Don't rush. And I don't know, just because it was tied in with emotion, is that sort of, just the dynamic of a father-son boxing relationship that at times can make it kind of quite difficult in those situations?
Yeah, exactly the same as what I was just saying about Teofimo. The same for the dad as a coach. He had, a huge win. Saw, as a coach, as a father.
Then you get trainer of the year shouts as well.
Exactly, and he probably needs a little bit of time to process everything that's happened. And obviously, with such a bad start at the end of the first round there, it probably was, lacked a little bit of composure and these kind of things. But it probably, it's a balance, isn't it? You need to be humble in your preparation, confident in action. And I just think that, it's not my job to say what they should and shouldn't do. I just think that they maybe need a little bit of time to process everything that's happened on both of them, as a father, as a coach, as a fighter. Teofimo becoming a father, in your own personal life, financially. So much has gone on for both of them over such a short period of time. It can be difficult to process in such a short space of time.
And just in terms of Josh, I know Josh said exactly what you said, really. You don't want to kick a man while he's down. But having spoken to Josh, was there anything particular that he said about Teo's performance? Or?
No, not really. I think it was probably the worst that Teofimo is ever going to box. So there's not too much to say, really. I just think it was what it was. And I'd like to see him come back and get himself back to performing at his best.
Just finally, George Kambosos will be here today, and if Devin, basically, if Devin's going to win, we know what they're going to do. They'll get him up in the ring. They'll do like a first face-off, build the hype. But really, that's exactly what you want, because in 2 fights' time, Devin can be undisputed champion. So with George coming and them fighting like within a week of each other, it's all sort of perfect, really, isn't it?
Yeah, the thing is, everybody wants to see an undisputed, and whatever people's opinion is at the minute is disputed. So for it to become undisputed, George and Devin will need to make that fight. However, we can't afford to look past Jojo because we saw what happened last week. As you're saying, it's just put the stakes of this fight through the roof. So full focus on Jojo Diaz, and we'll deal with what comes after that after.
Cool. Ben, thank you very much for giving me some of your time, and look forward to the rest of the week.
No problem, mate.
One.